Good evening, everybody. Good night, or no, good evening, I think is what you say when you say hello.
Talking Dirty
with Maestro.
Not just numbers,
not just stats.
it's about what they mean.
I'm going to send to you the information.
Talking Dirty.
Yo, welcome to Talkin Durty with your boy. Last dance is starting up here tomorrow night. All right, you caught that right. Normally I'll leave a big pause and then I say, me. Didn't do it. Jacked it up. Instant fail. It's what it is. Bad Maestro. Bad Maestro.
I'm glad you brung it up because I've been dying to talk about it for
And a lot of good first round matchups are coming. Let's just say that right away. But before we get started, as always, please, take a second, scroll back up the feed, check out Blazing Takes, check out Marsh Pod, check out J Rock Show, check out B Ron's Quick Hits, check out the Court General with Sniper J. Check all those out. Just give them a trust me. You cannot go wrong. A lot of good content. A lot more is coming as we're getting ready to reshape our playoff seasons and everything else. So, going to get that knowledge in on you now. And also, it's a lot of great contact, like Coach Skinny bringing up stuff the way he does in his way, to make you kind of think about perspectives in history. Can't ignore that. So please take a second, go back, just give one a check here every now and then through the day, just a couple of minutes of your time. Next thing you know, boom, you got all this knowledge on yourself. Good deal, right? With The Last Dance, there are a lot of good first round matchups. There are and I want to talk about a couple of them here for a couple of different reasons. One's mostly because of the style of play and who the teams are. I'm going to get one right out the way, right off the top, and that is the matchup between BTA and Guff. That one is going to be compelling in that Gulf Coast has yet to really prove that they can be consistent this season and take down anybody or get anything across the table. And we know a lot of that's going to fall on Kai Killen's shoulders in terms of what he's looking to do. But with all that BTA has gone for them, right, there's reality of a first-year player who's been so impactful. I've talked about him a lot, and that is Tyreke Bush, who is the great complementary piece to a lot of other talent on that team. I'm really curious to see how this game is going to play out, because I haven't seen enough of Gulf Coast game to know if they're going to be successful transition laden team or if they're going to have to be quarter stop team in order to get themselves into their offense. And it's going to be rough going against a team like BTA that does both very well. But I think Gulf Coast has had enough time now to put themselves in a position to put their game on a point where they can be effective at the start of this tournament. And quite frankly, if Gulf Coast can get past BTA, they're going to put themselves on some tough teams, but in a really good position to kind of run deep into this tournament. So we'll see if that's going to happen. Another matchup that I'm really curious to see about is Lone Star and Africa. A lot of it's because Trey DeRozan has been an offensive force and has been coming on strong here these last few tournaments. Just playing so well, just playing really well to the point of it's almost as if it's in conjunction with the team playing well, not because the team is playing well, which is a good thing for both, because that means the team can play well without him being the mega scorer, and he can be the mega scorer without the team playing well, which can lead to the team playing well. I know that was a lot. On the other side with Africa, you know, I made no secret. One of my top players on Africa is Dara Storm. His willingness to be that defensive stalwart at the rim. He's gonna have his game cut out for him because what Trey DeRozan likes to get to the rim, right? He has that talent to be able to do that. So how is that? It's not an initial matchup, but it's going to be a subsequent matchup. How is that going to play out? That's going to be really interesting to see how that goes. Another game that I really think a lot about, just to be honest with you, it's going to be the OGs in Lakeshore Drive. The OGs with LT3, LeJarn Tompkins III, just what they're able to do with him against a team like Lakeshore Drive that can with the stack talent they have with them, right? Lakeshore Drive is what we're used to seeing the OGs be if you look at the OGs game from last season. Lakeshore Drive has multiple talent up and down the bench and play well in transition as well, play as well in the stagnant game. They're just very well equipped to be able to do that. And the OGs tend to do one or the other when they're on a roll. I've yet maybe one game, their 1 or 2 games I've seen them this year where they did both really well, but not consistently, at least not yet. So that's another matchup. I'm really curious to what it's going to be and what it's going to look like. So you know the deal. Look at the matchups of the games that are coming up this season and let me know which ones you think are going to be most interesting. I want to talk about some other specifics in terms of tournament play when we get to the other side.
Thank you for listening to the Maestro. Want to get involved? Bring it.
Drop in discord.gg/SimWorld Hoops.
If you have the brain, join as a coach. If you have the game,
join as a player.
see the game,
be the
game.
game.
Now, back to the Maestro.
Sorry, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And welcome back to Talkin Durty with the Boy. There are going to be a lot of tests for this tournament style because it's going to be true March Madness kind of tournament, roundabout play, everything right on top of each other, being able to transition, go from one style to another style to a different style to whatever, and all those things. There are a couple of teams that, quite frankly, to not talk about them would be to talk about them. So let's get this out of the way. The Philadelphia, the reigning Trays and Best Coast Ballers, right? They seem to be the teams that are on the best cycle right now in terms of their position this season. Playing the best at the best time, peaking at the right moment, all those magical words you want to say. Because of that, and you can take that for what you want to take it for, and we've talked about them. Let's take a look at a couple other teams, though. For instance, the Yacht Club. The Yacht Club is a very strong transition-laden team. They play even though they're transition-laden, they also play the outside-inside game very well, which means that they can beat you to the rim in transition, but they're also very good from the outside shot, covering up, getting the board, making turnovers, and turning those into second chance points, which is major positive, right? That's really what you want to see. They've matched up, though, in a bracket between Southeast Select, the AT Aliens, BTA, and Gulf, as we talked about earlier, teams that are, with the exception of maybe the AT Aliens, the other teams are transition selective, but also really good defenders. So how's that going to play out, right, with their game in terms of what they're going to be able to do? In terms of who they get matched up across the table, of course, also against a team like a Beast of the East that are truly living up to that name right now in terms of how tough they're playing across the table. Another team that I'm really curious to see what they're going to do right now at this particular point is Atlantis. Atlantis has always been a strong team. To me, they've always played very, very well and very, very competitively. And I believe that this particular moment for them is going to give us an idea of where they really are as a group, because they're in a bracket again with the OGs or LSD. They're going to take on that winner. And then on the other side, they're looking at either taking on the trades that we talked about earlier, Bay Area or Latin America. What do all those teams kind of have in common, right? Atlanta's a very good transition team, but they're also good in a strong offset half-court game. They're playing against teams that are known for sort of forcing you into a corner, which might not necessarily bother Atlantis. However, Latin America is faster. Latin America might not be as athletic, but they're also better shooters in the crunch time in terms of how they use the clock. The Bay Area Breakers, you just box of chocolates, man. You don't know what you're going to get. It's going to be good. You just don't know what you're going to get. And I think those unknowns are going to give Atlantis a challenge and a push. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to handle that. So that's why my eyes on them. And last but not least, there are a group of players that are sort of marking their territory of their game as they're getting ready to go to the next level. I'm going to do some shorts on this coming up as we go through this week, as we look into those that are going to be moving on to SimWorld U versus those who are going to be moving from first season to second season in SimWorld Prep who didn't reclassify. But just sort of talk about those games that we're looking for, like Ali Cortez, a player who can just explode at any given point, much like another player, Pablo Guzman, right? Those players that can put you in a position where their game becomes so big that the team can be nothing but successful because of that. What are they able to do? And then you look at a team like, I want to say I'm going to need you guys to back me up this, the Rocky Mountain Monstars. They've had 10 players have triple doubles this year. And no matter how the triple doubles came about, what does that tell you? That any given point, any player on that team can put themselves in a position to be so impactful that they dominate the stat line. And that says a lot about what's on that team. So how do those things play out in the larger scheme? I'm really curious to see how it's going to play out this tournament. And I can't wait calling the games with Yales, of course, and looking forward to hearing Sniper J as well as B-Ron, most beautiful man in SimWorld. Come on. To see, to get more voices in on prep, more attention on prep. Hey, this is about us right now. Come on, my prep stars. Let's get it done. Come on, yell at me. Talk to me. Tournament's kicking up tomorrow. Who are you looking forward to see? Let's finish our conversation from last week. Give me a breakdown. Take a look at the bracket. Give me a breakdown of who you think is going to take whom and move on to what and what you think you're going to do. And you don't have to do it for the whole tournament. Let's just do it for this first weekend, going in from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. Let's have some fun with it, y'all. Come on, you know the deal. Yell at your boy. Holler at your boy. You know the deal. And as always, never let Jason Bourne borrow your car.
Like I need to talk to somebody.
Thank you for listening to Maestro.
Thank you again for checking out Maestro. Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind. See you next time.
Well, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.